Hello everyone. This is another one of my short videos of cool ideas and inventions number 7. First is my invention of a safety or recovery device system for scuba diving. It's a timing device that will inflate the flotation vest at a predetermined time. That way, should a diver not surface, let's say because of an accident, his body could still be recovered. Too often when a diver is lost for whatever reason, his body is never recovered due to the vastness of the ocean. This is not different than when divers use a string to find their way out of a cave, underwater cave, or for others to locate you inside of a cave. Next is a basic concept to capture some of the methane gas that keeps bubbling up from the ocean floor, all of which is wasted energy. Methane is just as good as natural gas for home heating, industrial usage, and more. There should never be any reason to purchase gas energy from any foreign country. It's all free off our deep oceans and in many deep lakes around the world. The concept is basically a plastic tarp with a pipe, so it redirects it all to the surface. Next, I show my concept of how to get water into dry areas of Africa by cutting channels from sea to the ocean as shown. Yes, it is salt water, but even salt water can be desalinated. There are plants that can even grow using salt water, and there is fish to feed the hungry. This system would also work in places like Australia. Yes, I know there's fresh water deep below, but for how long? If contamination is a concern, there's no reason why concrete or rubber lining couldn't be used, or even piping. Along with the saltwater channels that run through a country is my concept of desalination technique that just might work. Presently, desalinators use pump to force salt water through permeable filters, which can be costly and complex. Why not simply use gravity to apply pressure to the salt water? I presently show a crude example of what it might look like, where the weighted piston is regulated by water pressure, meaning the pressure may vary as the water is compressed to a smaller volume. Also not shown would be to make the bottom form into a funnel, thereby concentrating the water pressure. Along with my water ideas is one I believe should work with freshwater zebra mussels. It involves using plastic pipes or Teflon piping versus concrete or steel. This should prevent the mussels from attaching themselves to it. Next is my do-it-yourself bidet. Okay, I know this is different. Instead of installing a typical water closet sink faucet, why not install a kitchen sink type faucet? Most of them come with a spray handle, which can be modified with extra hose or with more flexible hose. Then there is the hose and spray with temperature control mounted on the sink cabinet side of the toilet. The next image is not about a bidet, but what I'm showing is the typical depth of a bathroom sink cabinet. By adding an additional 4 inches or whatever you want, you can add a 4-inch shelf on top of the back area. That way you no longer need to rest your toiletries on the sink surface, but on the extra shelf. Also along the side, that extra 4 inches can be made into individual drawers or slots for magazines. Of course, this only works if you have the room. Most bathrooms are designed as small as possible. Next is my somewhat complex rat killer. I was trying to come up with a rat killer that the cities could install in their sewer systems. One that runs continuous. As the rat are run through, they are deposited into the sewage system. It works like this. As the rat approaches the bait located on the wheel, the motion sensor senses the rat and whisks it towards the wheel with a small opening between it and the sanding wheel. A food grinder would do the same job with bait suspended above it. The large wheel need not be motorized but freewheeling. Such a system would also work attached to trash dumpsters. This system would not require any resetting, as most rat-killing traps do. Next, I show images of my gate opener I got from Zebra Gate Opener. Sadly, I had to replace it roughly 5 times in 3 years. Why? Because they build lousy gate openers. What seems to go most often is the micro switches located within the gearbox itself. They wear down easily because they're rubbing. They should have used non-contact type switches like magnetic ones. Sadly, on this one, the defective metal bracket that attaches to the gate is made of cast steel and breaks easily also. I show one I made from angle iron that can bolt to the existing screws on the side of the gearbox. Bottom line is, I would not purchase another one of their expensive gate openers until they fix what is wrong. Next is a way to create pressurized air to drive an air motor, much like from an air compressor, only this one uses fuel. I guess it's like the V1 rockets that the Germans used. And then there's the concept I show of on my website to have flights where everyone is standing. Yes, one of the airlines mentioned it too, for short flights. Why not? And last on this series is a way to protect your mailbox from snowplows. Simply hinge it on the right side. That way, when the heavy snow hits it, it simply flops over. Once plowing has stopped, you upright your box as if nothing occurred. Thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you can. Visit us at larryandjane.com. Thank you.